So she had gone to see Mother Teresa in India. And Mother Teresa turned around to Diana and said, if you want to go and see the loneliest people in the world, go and see the leprosy patients in the local rehabilitation hospital, which was my father's hospital. And he was the executive director of the leprosy mission at that time. So she decided to kind of do a bit of a coup with the paparazzi, went off piece on her kind of schedule for that day, went to this hospital, took off her gloves at the beginning of the ward, and the doctors weren't ready at all. And but they just sort of let her come in, but she knew the paparazzi were behind her. So let them come into the hospital ward and then started touching every single hand and every face of each leprosy patient, which blew the stigma off around the world. On the front of the tabloids the next morning, it was "Don't do it, die." And my father saw the press titles on the tabloids and called Kensington Palace and spoke to Patrick Jefferson, who was her private secretary at the time, and said, I just wanted to pass on a message to say what she's done in 5 minutes we've been trying to do for 120 years. And he went, could you just hold the phone one more? And so he goes away, comes back, he said, Tony, could you just say that one line one more time? He said it again. And then the next voice was Diana's, and she went, Tony, what you're doing out there is extraordinary. How can I help? And he said, well, you can be our patron if you like. So that began their relationship.
Oh my goodness, how the mighty have fallen. Meghan Markle has basically resorted to editing a tweet from the vice president of Ukraine, I believe it is. She doesn't even want to be called Meghan Markle. She clipped that part. And by the way, it is so disrespectful the way that they had the cake. Something up, it wasn't even a cake, it was bread. And that's not the bread that they were given by Ukraine, by the way, because the bread is completely different. What they were sharing was some sort of cake, and it was badly cut, handed with their hands with complete disrespect. Like not even a plate. No, I mean, nothing. But isn't it amazing how Meghan Markle clipped that little part? And the disturbing part is the Royal Highness, his Royal Highness, that was Harold, or Prince Harry addressed as, which he knows. And Ukraine also knows that they can't do unless Harry was there in official business, in an official capacity. Which is something that I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Because as you can see from this tweet, from this ex-post, the royal family was tagged. And they're thinking not only Harry, but his entire family. The page that Meghan neglected to put in is the one where she is addressed as Meghan Markle. This other tweet is for Harry and his family. And they don't consider Meghan part of that family. Ay. So now, before we get into the meat of this as to why Harry was in Ukraine, and you're going to vomit. You are truly going to vomit, guys, because it is absolutely appalling. It was a complete PR move in order to restore Harry's image. And I'm going to show you proof of that. And not only that, I'm going to tell you how much he got paid for that, which is absolutely disgusting in my very humble opinion.
And to come here to the Superhuman Centre and see what an absolutely mind-blowing care and rehabilitation that is provided here under this purpose-built roof. It's astonishing.
Hey, beautiful people. I don't know if I've thanked you enough for subscribing, sharing, and liking. You see me smiling, but it's just that I get to a point now where what is the point of being angry about it? But we do have to call it out, because exploiting children, we know what happened to Santevale. And it's very interesting because Pidine and I have been talking about what happened to Santevale since 2009. And it's just now that another article has dropped by the Daily Mail. But they're trying to make Dr. Sophie Chandauka the one who's the evil guy, when that's not the case. We're going to talk about it in our live later. We're going to do our Saturday live with Pidine, and we're going to have 2 other people. And of course, we have the sugars coming out saying that Meghan Markle, this is why they didn't want to tell us about Archie. So how these people are still talking how Meghan Markle and justifying the whole blunder of that delivery was of Archie. because I think it's time for the royal family to come clean. I mean, it's just me. I mean, those children are in the line of succession. They're enjoying constitutional roles. They're fifth and sixth, so they're in the senior roles of the royal family. And yet, we're not allowed to know anything except the lies that Harry and Meghan have spewed. So I was taken aback when I saw that tweet by the vice president, if I'm not mistaken, of Ukraine, where she thanks your royal highness. She means Harry and his family, his own family. They know that he's not allowed to use the HRH title unless he goes abroad in official trips. That was the deal. They can only use HRH when carrying out official duties. So the fact that Ukraine is not about to risk losing one of their biggest allies, which is the United Kingdom, by disrespecting them and basically going against what the king has said or the queen said, which is that he's not his royal highness. That means to me, that would indicate to me, and please, I would love to hear your comments, that he went there in an official capacity and also to restore his image, because this new PR person, the guy that's with him, was actually working with him with Buckingham Palace. Well, he was at Buckingham Palace. So to me, this is a two-pronged thing. It was to restore his image, trying to get him away from the scandal of Centevale, because the scandal of Centevale is very much alive. And the only thing he has left is Invictus. I don't know, for my new subscribers, I want to thank you for coming here and watching. If you know that basically Harry got $30 million Canadian from the Canadian government, and he went over budget. And on top of that, he charged the veterans. What is very interesting in this whole thing is that he went to the center called the Superhuman Center, right? You can see here that there is this article that I'm showing you. This is after he left, of course, that they're talking that Harry visited the Superhuman Center and that there was a press release. You're seeing very clearly that it says press release. However, when you click on that press release, guess where it takes you? That's right. It takes you to Harry and Meghan Markle's Sussex website. And they go on, not as much as talking about the center itself, but as of the Duke of Sussex. I think that the Duke of Sussex is mentioned at least 10 times in that thing. And at the very end, they don't say, if you would like to donate to this amazing cause, here is the link. Just like the royal family, because I don't know if you know this, for all the new subscribers, Harry and Meghan Markle are still in the royal website. And not only that, the king is endorsing and promoting their commercial website, because Sussex.com, Harry and Meghan's website, is a commercial website. It's not a royal website. In spite of the fact that what you're reading here, it says that for more information of the official work of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and they put the link there. So basically, the royal family is directing traffic, using the massive platform of the royal family to direct traffic to Harry and Meghan's commercial website, framing it as though it is an official site. Official site it is not. Official is a government website. But I digress. So Harry and Meghan neglect to do that. Because, and if you go now to the Superhuman's website, you will see that there are no news in regards to Harry's visit there, which you would think it's huge that they would want to have Harry there. One of the conditions from him to go and visit them was because everything has to be run through Archwell Foundation, through them. So if you want to donate or inquire about it, you have to go through Archwell, which is the shady organization who is delinquent. They are delinquent. They haven't filed their 2023 nor 2024 tax report, and they are still delinquent. So basically what they're doing is, first, whenever you click on that article or anything that has to do with press release, it will take you to their website, which basically they're mining your details and they're selling it to that's where they're making a lot of serious cash on people going to their website, because they sell your details for a big profit. And number two, because then if you inquire about it and you want to donate, you have to donate through Archwell Foundation. So they forbade superhumans, these people, from actually promoting themselves there and saying, hey, we have Prince Harry here because he does not want them to use his image to get donations. If there's anybody who's going to make money of disabled Ukrainian veterans, it's going to be Harry. It's not going to be them. No, 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 no. So I please urge you, I repeat, do not leave anything to Harry and Meghan Markle on their skanky, delinquent, absolutely fraudulent website. Because we know what they do. Just like they promised to take care of Liketso, little Kiki, in 2009. They forgot about her. And now Harry using this little boy, I literally, guys, I thought I was going to throw up. Because this little boy is there thinking that Harry's going to do something, be a savior, be something. He's going to be as forgotten as Kiki was. Who's still living in poverty with AIDS. Full-blown AIDS. Okay? And and Harry doesn't want to take accountability. And he promised that he himself would take care of her. So this poor little boy who's completely disfigured is sitting there looking at this absolute disgusting piece of shite grifter of a man, thinking that this guy is good and being exploited by this man to rehabilitate his image because he's an old hand at that. So there, I'm leaving you the website of actual superhumans if you want to donate. So you can go directly there and make a donation to these people. Harry was a toy soldier, a drug addict, drug-riddled, degenerate, who abused girls. In my very humble opinion, allegedly. I will have to say that for legal reasons. But isn't it disgusting? And on top of that, it's alleged that he got $2 million on fees for appearing there. I don't know if it's on donations. And of course, Invictus is paying for his private plane. He had to go to Ukraine in order to justify using the private plane and the expenses. But what is really interesting, and I will leave this to you here because we're all, smart people. Why would the vice president of Ukraine, who knows protocol through and through, risk angering the royal family by addressing Harry as Your Royal Highness? Harry is not in any demining program in Ukraine. He's not. He was there just in a PR exercise, another PR exercise to whitewash his image. Because now I'm seeing in the articles here, this is the Harry of all times. In the meantime, Meghan Markle is putting on her page, Your Royal Highness, implying as though she is part of that because she wants to link herself to Princess Diana. The levels of disgust that these two inspire on people, I really look forward to hearing your comments on this one because we cannot allow this degenerate to get away with what he's doing. How could he have used that child like that? How could he?